When was the last time you looked in the mirror and asked yourself, am I living the life I truly want? Not the one others expect of me, not the one that seems right for everyone else, but the one that truly resonates with my soul. Carl Jung, one of the most profound thinkers of modern psychology, left us with a teaching that few have the courage to follow. The importance of choosing yourself, even when it seems like everything around you is pushing you in another direction. The modern world is designed to distract you, to keep you trapped in routine, in expectations, in an endless number of commitments that seem unavoidable. But here's the truth that few dare to face. Every time you choose others over yourself, you are telling your inner being that it doesn't matter enough. You are ignoring that quiet voice that, from the depths of your unconscious, tries to guide you towards a more authentic and fulfilling life. The call of the unconscious. Jung said that our connection to the unconscious is not optional. It is an essential part of who we are. But many times we ignore its signals because facing them is uncomfortable. That feeling of unease you feel when something is not right in your life is no coincidence. It is your soul talking to you, showing you that there is something you must change, even if you fear it. Think about the decisions you have made lately. How many were born from a place of authenticity? How many were driven by fear, by the need to meet the expectations of others? Jung warns us, decisions that do not come from your inner truth only create more chaos and disconnection in your life. Choosing yourself is not selfish, it's self-love. Choosing yourself does not mean rejecting others. It is not about living in a state of selfishness. It is about recognizing that in order to give your best, you first need to be at peace with yourself. Self-love is not a luxury. It is not an excuse to avoid responsibility. It is the foundation from which all meaningful relationships can flourish. When you choose to prioritize yourself, something changes in your energy. You begin to attract people and situations that are aligned with your essence. It is as if the universe responds to your decision to live in truth and eliminate everything that no longer serves you. But to get there, first you must face your shadows. Facing your shadow, the real change. Jung spoke of the shadow as that aspect of our psyche that contains everything we prefer not to see about ourselves. Our fears, our repressed impulses, our insecurities. And although confronting it can be uncomfortable, it is in that confrontation that change really begins. Because when you integrate your shadows, when you stop fighting them and learn to accept them, you discover an inner power that you never imagined you had. This process does not happen overnight. It requires courage, patience, and an unwavering will to know yourself. But what you gain is invaluable. You gain clarity, you gain purpose, you gain an inner peace that no one can take away from you. And most importantly, you gain the freedom to be who you really are. How to start this path? The answer is simpler than it seems. Start by listening to yourself. Every time you feel a discomfort, every time an intense emotion washes over you, ask yourself what your unconscious is trying to tell you. Because, as Jung said, all the answers you seek outside are already within you. You just need the courage to listen to them and act accordingly. But here comes the hard part. Sometimes, listening to our intuition means accepting uncomfortable truths. Maybe it's a relationship that no longer works. Maybe it's a job that consumes you without purpose. Maybe it's a dream you've been chasing just because it seemed right. Ignoring these signs is not an act of strength. It is a denial of our true essence. The power of letting go of what no longer resonates with you. Choosing yourself means having the courage to let go of what no longer serves you. But this is not always easy. We cling to the familiar because change scares us. We convince ourselves that the known bad is better than risking the unknown. But Jung challenges us to see change as a door, not an end. A door to a more authentic version of ourselves. Think about it. What are you holding on to in your life that no longer serves you? What relationships, beliefs, or habits have you maintained for fear of letting go? Maybe you feel that letting go of certain people or situations would be a loss. But the real loss occurs when you sacrifice your inner peace for something that no longer makes sense. Choosing yourself is not selfishness. It is an act of love and respect for who you really are. When you finally choose yourself, something magical happens. You begin to see clearly what was once cloudy. The people who really support you stay, while those who drained your energy disappear. This is no coincidence. It is the reflection of an internal change. Jung called it synchronicity, That connection between your inner and outer world that aligns everything when you decide to live in coherence with your truth. But this process requires honesty, admitting that you have made decisions that do not reflect who you are, accepting that you allowed certain people to cross your boundaries. This is not a reason to judge yourself. It is an opportunity to learn and choose again. The world may not understand your decision, but that's okay. When you choose yourself, you stop looking for external validation. You understand that your worth does not depend on what others think of you, but on what you think of yourself. And this completely transforms your relationships. You no longer seek approval. You seek connection. You no longer settle for superficial relationships. You seek bonds that nourish your soul. And you discover something very important. The right people will always be by your side, not because they need you, but because they value you for who you are. A call to action. This is the time to reflect. What aspects of your life are in alignment with you? What can you let go of to live more authentically? If this message resonated with you, make its impact go beyond you. Share this video with someone who needs it. Leave me your opinion in the comments. Subscribe and activate the bell to continue growing together on this path. Because the world needs more people who have the courage to be themselves. See you in the next video. And never forget, life begins the moment you decide to choose yourself.